Okay, today I want to talk with you about a problem that you're very likely going to face at some point. As a freight broker, it is your responsibility to develop solid carrier networks, very good relationships with your carriers, and you want to have an abundance of carriers that you can go to. Now, here is what we do sometimes. Sometimes we have to take loads to a load board. And when you take a load to a load board, that means you're starting all over again. You're developing a new relationship. Now, for the most part, in my experience, carriers do what they say they're going to do. But there are going to be times where you have carriers that are going to be a little bit hard for you to work with. They may not be on time. They may not do what they say they're going to do. And this is going to affect your service. So we don't want to take every single load to a load board in order to get that load moved. We as freight brokers want to develop our own carrier network. That's a network that you have confidence in. That's a network that you can be sure about. When you say that you're going to be, at a place at a certain time, when you tell that shipper that, you can say that with confidence because you know the carrier that you're working with. But when you're starting over, you have to go by the hope and wish method. You hope everything goes well, you wish that it goes well, but you're just not certain. So you don't want to start over on every single load. The whole idea is to have a relationship with some carriers that you're working with that you can send that load out to and use a carrier that you're already familiar with. That's important. That's one of the most critical things that we do as freight brokers is develop a carrier network. Okay, so the problem that I want to point to now is about your paperwork. When your carrier is moving a load from point A to point B, when he gets to his destination and delivers that load, they're going to give him some supporting documentation to say, hey, we received the load. We have what it is that you brought to us. And it's going to say the amount of what you brought, what was short or what was rejected. Okay, you're going to need that paperwork to prove to your shipper that the load was actually delivered. What is this paperwork? What is it titled? What's the name of it? It's called your BOL, your bill of lading. That's going to give you the details of what was delivered to that carrier. You need that paperwork in order for you to get paid and for you to pay your carrier because it proves exactly what was delivered. Okay, so the BOL is required in order for you to pay your carrier. So your carrier, when he invoices you, has to send you the BOL. That way you can pay him and you can get paid. Without that document, you cannot get paid and you shouldn't pay your carrier if he does not send you your BOL. Now, here's the issue. Some carriers wait for extended periods of time before they invoice you and send you the necessary document in order for you to pay them and for your shipper to pay you. They take unnecessarily long periods of time sometimes to get you that paperwork. Now, when this happens, this can cause cash flow issues. It can cause you to get way behind in your invoicing. For example, I have a carrier that moved the load on June 27th and delivered it on the 28th, and I still have not received the paperwork. Now, I did request that they send the BOL just to make sure that the load was delivered, but I don't have the invoice, and we're almost out of July now. So that's not good. And again, that was a new carrier. I've never worked with that carrier before. The load got there okay, but still I have not received the paperwork. You must get your paperwork on time. In order for you to stay on top of your invoicing, in order for you to stay, smooth as far as your cash flow is concerned, you need to get your invoices, get those invoices paid, and then wait for payment from your shipper so that you can get paid. That is crucial. That's very, very critical to your business in order to get those documents on time. So you may want to include a blurb in your paperwork that says 5 days after the load has been delivered, it's required that you send the paperwork. And if you don't have the paperwork, let's say in 5 days, then every day after that is a charge. That way you get your paperwork in, you get your carrier paid, which is very important to you, but you also get paid, which is more important. It's important that you pay your carrier, but if at the same time, if you're a broker, you have a business, it's more important that you get paid. Okay, you're going to pay your carrier, but you have to get paid in order to sustain and maintain your business. So that's what I wanted to share with you today. Make sure that you develop good relationships with your carriers. Make sure that they understand that it's essential that you get your paperwork as soon as possible so that you can get them paid. And of course, you can get paid as a broker. So I hope this has been helpful. See you at the top because the bottom is much too crowded.